So a few years back, I went to the spring NABCs. We had qualified for the North American pairs, and we decided to play the Lebhar Imp pairs, which is a national game, nationally rated game. There were some great players in it. First time I ever played a bridge book author, a great one, and went out and bought his book immediately after the first session in which he kicked our butt. And my partner and I set a record. It was a record fail. I mean, we just lost so many imps all day. And after recovering, I realized that we were playing sort of match point style at imp pairs. And I thought, and my partner didn't play on BBO, so he had literally never played imp pairs. And I realized that I didn't know anything about playing imp pairs, even though we do it all the time on BBO. And I'm not the only one, because I sit and watch people and they're playing imp pairs and they're not playing a um, um, good imp pair strategy. So I'm going again in March to Columbus, and my partner and I, a different partner, are going to play imp pairs, and he's an excellent card player, a much better card player than I am, and I wanted us to have a solid strategy because I didn't want to be giving away imps on strategy when we're going to need to play really good cards against these really good card players. So for the last 3 weeks, I've been playing ACBL instant pair imp games over and over and over and over. And I'm actually kind of getting the hang of what you need to do. I have like 4 or 5 rules that are proving to be really dependable. But that said, the one thing you can do to screw up your game is to not make your contracts, especially your game contracts. So naturally, I've been screwing up lots of them. Nature of bridge, right, to make mistakes. And I've been saving them and then playing them again, reviewing my hands like I normally do. And what I have here for you today, it's Wednesday, must be time to make a movie, is some of my errors, hands that I made errors on initially. I'm going to make them all today with any luck. Since I reviewed them earlier at some point, maybe I'll have a clue. But these were all screw-ups to start with. I got a couple south hands, and then I'll move to the north seat. So I have 6, 7, 8, and my partner is open to heart, and I bet a spade, of course. And he jumps. One primary rule of imp pairs is aggressively bid all of your games, especially the vulnerable ones. But I'm convinced to aggressively bid your non-vulnerable games as well. But if you're not in game on these hands, and enough people are in game, then you get a bad score. And oddly enough, if you're in game and not that many are in game and they're all making 140 and you're going down one, it's not that big of a loss. So to avoid the big swing, aggressive with big games. So partner has a good hand, 7, 6, 13, and 3 is 16. That was my hand. I'm sorry, 16. Am I on the right hand? Yeah, okay. So he has the good hand up there. And so we get a club lead, King 10, 8 missing. Important to watch those spots. We have a spade loser, heart loser, club loser or 2, and definitely a diamond loser. So there's all sorts of work that needs to be done. Can't panic. The lead was really fortunate. And here, I'm looking at that Jack of Hearts as a potential trick. Now, I don't want to lead the Jack of Hearts. That's not going to do me any good. What I really want to do is lead at the Jack of Hearts. If the king happens to be in east, then he'll either let me take the jack and I score it, or I'll put up the king and then I'll get to score the jack later. What I really want is a lead from west again. So I'm going to go ahead and lead the diamond, and I'm hoping that west takes. He does. Because this will get me another lead back in the direction I'm looking for. Like another club lead would be sweet. And that's what I get. So he's led jack and then the 8. So I think we have a count here. That he had 2 clubs, right? And I had 7, right? So I think East has the remaining clubs, right? Which would be the include the 10. So we can take this one. There was the 8. So the 10 is now sitting right between the queen and 7. The only problem being that I can't just take that finesse now because West is out and will ruff. So can I, at this point, maybe I could cross over with the diamond, ruff, lead at the Jack of Hearts, which is something I want to do at some point. I could lead up to the Ace of Spades, take away a trump, and then lead at the Jack of Hearts. This might be a mistake, but let's give it a go. I would really like to score this. Well, I'm not going to score it, and now, of course, we're going to get a club lead, and they're going to take a ruff. Play the 7. Know where the 10 is. He did not take a ruff. Interesting. A little confused now. Heart. I feel like I'm going down a wrong path. So if the spades are 3-2, both followed, I could play to the Ace of Spades and then another spade, and that would, or I could ruff diamonds here. I could ruff a diamond. I could play the Queen of Clubs. We know East has still another. Let's do that. We know that East still has a club, and he will not take the diamond. So there we go. I'm going to cross over to the Ace of Spades. Break, break, break. They do. So they get one spade here. I'm up to 7 tricks, and if I don't lead a spade, then I can get 8 with the Ace of Hearts, 9 with the Queen of Hearts, and well, I can just play hearts until they ruff in, right? So this works. And they ruff in, and now the Queen of Hearts is good. The last trump is gone. And there we are. Didn't matter if the trump, Queen of Hearts was good. I had another, and the rest of the spades. Making 10. So screwed that up somehow. It was an interesting hand. I think leading at the Jack of Hearts was important, and the good fortune of finding the Ace of Diamonds in West, so that they were basically forced to lead to my Ace Queen. And I think that West didn't want to ruff those clubs, because if they ruff the clubs, I just simply draw trump, right? If they use one of those, I can play Ace, King, Trump are gone, and the rest of the hand sets up. Because the 10 of clubs was squarely between my Queen and 9. All right, so next one. East opens. I have 6, 9, 10, 16 points. Potentially I could open this one no trump, but I think I will, with my doubleton Ace 7 clubs, I think I'll just go ahead and treat it as a single suited hand with spades. I get a good support in spades. So this will be, he was close to opening, and he has at least 3 spades. And double here is claiming strong diamonds. Okay, so we're looking at 6 diamonds or more in East, and which means maybe my partner is short. They're good potential. I mean, 6-3-2-2 or 6-3-3-1. But in any event, I'm going to go ahead. I got some working honors and hearts and clubs, so I'm going to bid 4 spades. This should put an end to the auction. Again, aggressively bidding games at impairs, but then you got to back it up. 6-3-2-2 in diamonds, it looks like. And how many points does East have for that second bid? That double of the diamond bid. It's got 6, 8, 9, 15, 19. I got 25 points. It just seems like he's got to have at least 13, 14 points. He's got to have a good hand. But it's highly distributional, so maybe not. Certainly hope he doesn't have 7, but we will find out shortly. So he's either gonna he covers, right, and he leads it the ace back. And leads again, and we're gonna get ruffed. So 6-3-2-2 in the diamonds, and I do not have a big enough spade to over trump. So I own the heart suit, right? Everything's great. Okay, and the clubs are now all good. It's an interesting lead. The only problem that I have is that I need to clean up the spade suit without a loser. So we've seen one spade. If they're 3-2, right, that means that they're now 2-2, or 3-1. But if West was the one with 2 spades, he's now down to 1. But the only way for this hand to come home at this point, and I'm sure I didn't see this when I was playing it, is that we have to have a successful finesse like that, and then we have to drop 2. So we had to drop the honors. Now the king hearts, king, jack, 10, ace, queen, 9, they're all good. The trump are gone, and there it is. All right, I'm going to jump in North's hand now. No. Okay. And put a robot in South Seat. And let's load this up. So South opens with a club. I have 6, 7 for 11 points. I give, someone asked me about hand evaluation. I don't do, assigning points and stuff at all. I do 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's it. And then everything else that I do on evaluation is based on hand play. For instance, like that ace of clubs is a stiff ace is incredibly powerful. Right? It means you take the first round and you can ruff the rest of the time clubs in there. It's, if you want to put a point value on it, go ahead. I would start with 5 and maybe go higher. Right? It's really powerful. So this is a good hand. I got the 6 hearts. I'm going to bid them. And this bid right here is a great bid that we'll probably talk about if we do 2/1 next semester. This just promises 3 hearts. That's because 1 heart is ambiguous, right? It could be all of the hearts in the deck that are left over from South's hand, and it could be all the rest of the points. Or it could be, 4 hearts and 5 points. So it's ambiguous, the ambiguous major. You need a little bid like this that says, well, just in case you have 5 hearts, I do have 3, showing the fit. So with this bid, I can then bid 4 hearts. Got the ace of spades in their suit, which looks sweet. All right, so I got that stiff ace. I got the ace of spades, which is going to win a trick. And I got 2 diamond losers. So I got the king of hearts is a loser. The king of hearts is out there. I could lose that. I have the king of clubs and the jack of clubs. And this is a really interesting position. I want to know where the queen of clubs is desperately. What was the auction? West was silent until he sported spades. It doesn't sound too promising. How many points are out there? 8, 12, 14, 19, for 23, and probably 7 or 8 in West. So 30, 31. Well, maybe even less. It looks like East overcall is on the light side. I would guess the 6, 7, 8, 9. We give him 9 points or 8 points. Then West could have That gives him too many. So it's probably like maybe 9 and 8. I forgot. Somewhere in there. Pretty evenly split. So king, queen in spades, I would guess. The spade overcall is 5-3. Looks like the king, queen are in east. That gives him 5 points. So the critical cards for us are the queen of clubs and the king of hearts. Can't really finesse the normal way for the jack of clubs, but we can do what we call a roughing finesse in clubs, where we lead the jack of clubs and we pitch a loser if West doesn't play the queen, and if he plays the queen, then we rough, and now we've promoted our jack, and that's called a roughing finesse. Also missing the king, queen, jack of diamonds, so there's 5-6 points there that we don't know where those are in any event. I'm going to go ahead and take the king, ace of spades. We've got the ace of diamonds as an entry. And now we could lead at the queen 10. I just lead at the queen here. And we've got 9 of them, so we're hoping for a break. We're also hoping that West holds the king. So a couple chances there that would play in our favor. What will he do? If they win, they'll lead another spade, and then we can rough in, take the king of clubs, and then try a roughing finesse. And we have the ace of diamonds as an entry. So I'm going to go ahead and lead a heart. There's the king and the jack. So they're going to grab their 9 of spades. Our problem is going to be 2 diamond losers here, right? We can lose one, but we can't lose 2 of them. We can rough that last spade, so that's not a big deal. So king of clubs is a good trick. Put a 7 of diamonds. And it carries the day, of course. And now actually we can't, I mean, our problem is where's the queen of clubs? It came down to that. We can try the roughing finesse. We're going to just hope the queen comes down. It does, thank goodness. We can rough that. Okay, so that was a roughing finesse we were taking there in clubs. And when they covered, we played it. If they had not covered, we would have had to pitch a diamond and hope that it won the day. But instead, they promoted our 10, and we get the rest of the tricks. And we actually make an over trick there. So I went down 1 playing it in the tournament. And actually makes 2. So that's a big loss at Imps. Here's a hand got really ambitious on. I've got 6 clubs, and my partner opens. I got 7, 8, 9. This is playing robot language. This is an invite, and promising 6. He bids 3 clubs, and I should have passed this, but instead, I don't even remember the auction went from there, but we end up in 6 clubs. So, having bid this sort of outrageous slam, probably the only one, then I was duty bound to bring it home. I have 1 heart loser, I got 3 diamond losers, and I don't have any place to put those diamonds unless I can somehow put them on the spades, right? And the problem is that I have 6 of them, and they're really nice ones, but I'm missing the ace king. I only got basically 3 entries up there, right? Well, I'll take that back. 4. I have the queen of clubs, 2 hearts, and a diamond as entries. So I think it's important right away to lead the king. Hope it's covered. And it is. And rough. Let's take stock of the trump before I get too far. I have 8 of them, so they're 5 out. I have the ace, king, jack, queen. So we're in pretty good shape, unless there are 4 of 1 split to the 10. and then kind of depends on, well, let's just go up. There's one. Let's see how they split. So we got at least a 4-1. So the next step is I've knocked out the king. Do I think that I can now knock out? Do I want to play this queen and get rid of a loser? And of course, the loser we're going to want to get rid of are these diamonds. So that's 6 of them, and we got 4. So there's 3 left. We'll try another roughing finesse. So this is where I can let it ride, pitching a diamond, right, which is a loser. And when it wins, sweet, interesting. The jack of spades is out there still. Why didn't they take it? Does that mean go again? Just rinse and repeat. And there is that. And okay, so did I count those spades? No, there was one more, right? That's it. Club. And they're 4-1, which means there are now 2 left in East. I feel like I lost count on this. No, the 8 of spades is good, and that'll pull the last one, yeah. So pull trump, and if I've counted right, all those tricks are now good. This would have been a spectacular play at the table to set up a 6-card suit opposite a 4-1 trump split. Like that. That was tremendous. Didn't get it the first time around. Found it the second time. And I managed to find it again using a technique called the roughing finesse. Right? I was in an outrageous contract, needed some special conditions to make it work, and they existed. That is, that the ace and jack of spades were to my right. Here, just a second. And it makes. Now, that would have been a huge win at the table, but as it was, everybody's playing 3-no trump and killing me. So, is it uploading? There it goes. So 6, 10, 11, 12. That slam would have been worthy of the national game. Probably wouldn't have been the only one there, though. 8, 10, 11, 12. I take that back. I remember the auction was crazy that I got 6 clubs. I couldn't figure out what the hell I was doing. 8, 10, 11, 12. So I got enough to open, right? It's a balanced weak no trump. And my partner has values for games. 4 hearts. Try 3 spades. This is question. This impair is how aggressive do I want to be here? I'm just going to bid 3 spades, and we'll see how strong he is. And he goes to the game. Good. Like I said, I'm rarely inviting anymore. So in impair strategy, I'm kind of thinking that your invite should be, you got to treat your partner's going to go to game if he's close. So if he's inviting, it means that you got to have something. It's going to be not a very good invite. So I got a 7-card spade suit to ace, king, queen, which is all fine and good until somebody gets their eye poked out with a bad split. Interesting clubs, very interesting diamonds. Off the top, I could take the ace, king of diamonds, the ace, king of clubs. That's 4. And 3 spades is 7, and the ace of hearts is 8. So I'm only a couple tricks away, and I can probably work on the clubs and get a trick or 2 there. And of course, if the diamonds were to split 3-3, we'd be in fine shape. So I got 9 points in spades. 5 is 14 with the hearts. 22 with the clubs. So it's 29 points. Is that right? 7, 10, 17, 18, 19, 23, 6, 29 points. Certainly got to be able to make something with 29 points. East has a weak 6 hearts in red. So, these this is probably, calls it a weak jump over call, but this is probably a fairly good bid in second seat in the red. So I'm going to give him basically king queen of hearts. That's 5, but I'm willing to bet that he has another point or two elsewhere. He's not going to do that on nothing. So if we give him 9 points in R26, it doesn't leave a whole lot. No, 27, 9 points. It doesn't leave hardly anything for West to hold at all in this auction. So what cards are critical? Right, the Queen of Clubs, obviously critical card. Because if we try to finesse it, we're going to want to keep it. We're going to want East to hold it. And that would give him 5. King, Queen of Hearts plus the Queen of Clubs is 7. And that's still not enough for him in this auction. I think he's got to have more than that. He could have the Jack of Spades. That'd be 8 for him. The other critical thing that's happening is the diamond split. And, because West had 6 hearts and their split 6-4-2-1, West has 2 hearts. It's looking a lot like the diamonds wouldn't split for me. I would guess that they're 4-2 at a minimum. I don't see any sense in ducking a heart. There's 6-4-2-1, so it should be one more heart. No, wait a second. 6-4. And I'm just assuming that that's 6. He could have more. So it's entirely possible. If East was 7, that could use 1 heart for West. It's even worse, huh? There. Okay. So as I thought, so the Queen of Diamonds and Jack of Diamonds, where are they? Does it matter? I kind of want to duck a spade here. I could stick in the 10 and do that. And I'm also kind of curious about the hearts. Try to take a... Yeah. So 7 hearts. 7 hearts. There's 7 hearts and spade comes back and they're badly split too. So that was a 5-1 spade split. Meaning 7-2, 7-3, 2-1 heart split. Sorry, 7-4. I had 4. 7-4, 1-1 heart split. And let's see, I played a spade. I played 1 round of spades. He's roughed another, so he's got 3 spades left. And somehow I need to pick up the rest of these. Well, I have the king and 10. I could rough a heart. Hardly matters because if he gets in, he's going to lead a spade, and then I will. Oh, I can't rough a heart. I just won that one. Shoot. I think the only choice here is to take top tricks. Okay, so the 7 of clubs is good as well. They got 1 trick right now. They got 3 spades left. Will he rough a club? If he... Okay. And he can't lead a heart, remember, because he's out. And there's the 8. And of course, the ace and queen are now good, right? Because even though the king is, even though he's got 2 spades over here, I'm in control. I can lead a diamond and ruff a spade, play the top spade. I'm not feeling bad about not getting this hand right the first time I went around. A 7-1 heart split and a 5-1 spade split. The hand that had all the points was the weak hand. Remember, it was a weak aggressive overcall, and they were the ones with all the points. So all the missing cards that mattered were in East's hand. I probably read that so badly. But the play is actually there. So this is another one. I end up in 5 clubs, which is not maybe the best contract. I'm not even, and I really, let's see if I can get there again. I really have no idea how I end up in 5 clubs on this. 2 diamonds, so I got a game force. I'll show a stopper in spades. And he bids 2 no trump. Just showing strong diamonds, semi-balanced hand. So I'm at a loss at what to do, but I bid 3 no trump. No, I'm going to bid my clubs again. This was all screwed up. And I bid 5, must have bid 5 clubs. This is a mess. Ignore that auction. It's not even the auction that we had when I played the hand originally. Somehow we end up in 5 clubs, and it's a mess because it's yet another 4-3 fit, and I go down in it. So the hand is pretty interesting, though. I've got 8, 12, 13, 19, 22, 25, 26. If I had 31 points, you would think that would be enough. Is 3 no trump making, right? Ace, king, queen. Ace of hearts is 4. Ace, king is 6. 7, 8, 9. So there's 9 tricks off the top. So absolutely have to make this, which means taking all your chances. I'm going to go ahead and take the heart first. And I'm going to need to ruff a heart or find a place to put it. The diamonds could split. The diamonds split, we're in great shape. So I think what I want to do is I want to clear the trump somehow and test the diamonds. I mean, 3. If they split, then I probably won't even need the spade finesse, which is also there, right? So the clubs don't split. They have 2 left. And I have no way of roughing the heart now. So I think this probably is not going to make. He's got 1 trump left, and he's definitely going to come in and take his heart. What I need is to throw the heart on here. And they need to split. Throw away the heart. And now do the same for spades. I've got 7, need to come up with 4 more. I've got the ace, king of spades. In the wrong hand to try the finesse. Oh, the diamonds split. Yeah, they did. That's right. So I can make him, I can do this, playing the 10, and now pitching the heart. The only way he's getting in is by taking his trump. He can play the heart, and then we're in fine shape. There we go. But I think, oh no, do we still have to take the finesse? Or rush this. The right way to do this, if I have to take the finesse, is to play the king and then lead up. I did have to take the king first. So let's see, I play the jack. If the finesse wins, then I can play the 8 of diamonds. Yeah, and I'm okay, but the right way to do it is take that king first, just in case the queen is dropping, and it was not anyways. And there it goes. I screwed this one up. And they're gonna beat me up again. So it's a stiff queen of spades. That would make it more. No, it wasn't. So that would make it more painful. I'm wondering. Let's just try it one more time. I'm just gonna bid. I can't just bid 5 clubs because my robot friend will not understand. Let's just see if we can get 5 clubs without him playing 6 clubs. Okay. Let's try to ruff a heart with a small club first. Naturally, he wants to take away roughing power. Okay. Ace jacks. Now we have no losing hearts, so we're in a much better position this time. And the hand is in great shape. If they split, let's throw away a diamond last time on the queen. They did not split, so there's 1 trump left in east, and we go ahead and pray for the diamond split. And when that happens, we're in fine shape. We pitch the spade. He can rough in if he wants. He doesn't even choose to do that. He can rough in here if he wants. He does. And then we got the rest of the trick. So my mistake the first time around there was not to rough that heart. Had to get rid of that loser using those basic techniques. That's probably what I did in the tournament too. Important to get rid of that heart loser first. Then if your diamonds split, or if the queen of spades is on side, you can make the contract. And naturally, you want to test the spades first to see if they break 3-3. Ta-da! All right. And let's see, how about another? No, that's it. That's all I got for you. Karen 10 is teaching some defense next term. So I think that we'll probably do some we're going to work on 2/1. Basically, I'm going to teach you 2/1. It's going to be the easiest lessons in 2/1 you've ever had. I just don't think it's all that complicated unless you make it so. And we won't make it so. It's going to be very, very easy. You're all going to love playing it. And we're going to talk a lot about hand evaluation. I'm going to read to you from one of my favorite bridge authors, Dorothy Truscott, and how she evaluates a hand, because I think it beats Czar points and Bergen points, and K&R, everything. Just makes more sense to me. If you want to get started on the 2/1, the book that I'm going to recommend is 25 Tips to 2/1 by Paul Thurston, a great Canadian player. Notice there were a few Canadian players in our class, so we'll go with the Canadian author. And there are a couple sort of twists on 2/1 by who teaches it to you. There's a Hardy method, and there's the Lawrence method. We're going to use the Thurston method, and we'll deal with the little hiccups that come up in 2/1 as we handle it. So we're going to basically have a Bill 2/1 card, convention card. And hopefully we can get everybody playing it. It's easier than standard American to begin with, so you're going to be happier once you learn it. Just will be happier. And you'll start finding all sorts of games and slams you never even knew existed. All right. Have a good holiday. We'll see you around.